Welcome back to Australia's #1 fitness podcast, Melbourne Strength Cultures podcast. We are back with the boy there's episode number 14, the start of a new chapter in Melbourne Strength Cultures podcast. I'm going to call it phase 2 of the podcast. Donnie and I have a meeting today and we're going to try and elevate this sucker a little bit further. We've also only got 2 episodes before we take our trip to Queensland, which is Buzz and I heading up to Queensland, which we'll probably chat about a little bit today, which pretty excited about. First things first, boys. We made the quota for Manscaped. Congratulations.
Thank you, team.
Thank you, team. Thank you for the community, which means we've passed the initial test. Now it's just, do we want to partner with them long term and actually align and all that sort of stuff, which I think it looks like a good fit for us, and it's cool that they have seen the possibilities of working with us. So thank you very much to the community. We do appreciate it.
Well, we
did you a favour.
Yeah.
We did you guys a favour.
Yeah, always. Mate, know your value, 100%.
Yeah, when you're the #1
fitness
podcast in Australia, like it is
tough. It's a tough mantle.
I think it's a no-brainer from their end.
Yeah, it's a tough mantle to hold. Yeah. Someone's got to hold it though. Someone's got to.
It's hard being at the top, you know.
It is the hungry wolf at the top is not as hungry as the guys coming up or whatever it is.
Come on, man. You've butchered a couple of executions of those.
That's terrible.
You pulled one out the last week.
I never get a quote right.
Something about rising tides float all ships. And you butchered that as well.
I butcher everything.
Man, when you were, I watched all like the early YouTube ones. Like I know Cressy, they got his Cressyisms. You're big on the Cressyisms and a lot of the early YouTube videos.
Fucking
when I was like a fan from afar of the culture. And man, you've dropped it. You've dropped your fucking ball game. Dropped your game.
There's a few things that I suck at. #1, quotes and all those sort of like little fucking whatever they're called. And the second one is like lyrics to songs.
Jamie sings horrible. And 0 of the words are correct. He just invents words for songs completely.
Laura, it actually like really frustrates Laura, and I don't do it on purpose. Sometimes I do it on purpose.
You're just trying, you know.
But I just like songs. I fucking like songs, and I like.
You obviously don't.
No, I do.
Get the lyrics right.
I just think sometimes the specific words don't matter as much as the melody and the flow of the beats.
Feeling,
you know, the feelings. Yeah.
Sorry, man. Me too.
Yeah, but it is obviously just the 4 of us today. So before we go anywhere, I think we haven't done this in a little while because we've been guest heavy in the last month. We had Woodford, we had Tom Wilson, Beck, and then Jared Kay, which was fantastic episodes. If you haven't checked them out, please go back and check them out. Woody crushed our records. Every single record Woody has now got control of, which I'll be happy. I'm happy with that. I like that Woody's taken the mantle. But what we will do today is, because we haven't done it in a little while, is a little bit of a client spotlight. I think we'll start with that. The first one that I want to kick off the bat with would be Jason Stupas is finding his groove again and really starting to move forward. He's put his hand up for ProRaw Sleeves, which is something that we do want to talk about today. ProRaw Sleeves, the new ProRaw event, which I think is probably one of the more exciting things that has happened with powerlifting over the last couple of years. Obviously, the other big one is USAPL that we will talk about as well. But Stupas is finding his groove back. He said he's been rocking up to training, Charles, pumping his music again, a little bit of the old days. Like
he's been training with me.
Yeah, he's really
deadlift together on Friday again.
It's all you, bro.
It's all me.
Thanks, Charles.
King Papa.
No, I've been coming. I've been rocking up every week. Rock up. Didier doesn't come Friday anymore.
I don't train Friday.
I don't know what you do anymore.
Yeah, well, all of you rock
up.
up late. It used to be 11:30, 12 o'clock.
Man.
Everyone rocks up at 1:32.
All I know is I'm there every week.
That's why I stopped coming back there. I do the shift, be there from fucking 6 a.m.
Greeks, man.
I want to get out of here. Fuck.
These Greeks, they say they get there one time and come 2 hours later. So I train at 9 in the morning now.
I've been there.
I've been grinding.
I've been showing up.
I've been grinding in the shadows.
Speaking of, do you have more to say about Jason? Otherwise, I'm going to.
No. That's
speaking of
done.
And good job for Jason for being
I'm calling you out too. Didn't show up to 2 hectic eats.
Yeah, but I thought about it.
Okay, now here's the deal.
Man, Bush didn't even know you were coming on one.
So Friday, I don't work Fridays. This is my day off. I was in Rosebud. Thursday, I don't eat steaks. I probably would have been in the best.
That's fair. That's fair.
I'm gonna rock up and be like,
that's fair.
Do you have any like plant-based steaks? It wouldn't have been the best fit.
He would have left with just a grilled capsicum roll. Just a fucking.
It was probably for the best. I didn't show up to that
chili
one.
and capsicum.
That's fair.
I sussed the menu out. I'm like,
first
I don't want to shoot a
one,
roll.
don't work Fridays, brother. I stay grinding.
Yeah.
That's not a valid excuse.
Monday, Friday, you name it.
Never not.
Monday, Friday, Sunday.
Never not grinded.
Any day.
All right. So speaking of working the shadows, my client that I'd like to shout out is Josh Liu. Josh Liu is Mr. Consistency. Gets it done week in, week out. Keeps to himself, just quiet worker in the background, chipping away. Recently benched 150, which is fucking huge. 150 at 82 kilos body weight or so. He's never had like a period where his strength has like shot up crazy. He just
He chips.
incrementally gets better year after year, and he's putting together some really solid numbers. Squatted 170 for 4, which is an all-time PB. Deadlifts are at his strongest. So shout out Josh Liu. Really great example of just showing up, consistently getting a little bit better, doing the boring things over and over and over again, and hitting some really big numbers. So well done, Josh.
Yeah, shouts out Josh Liu, King.
Stays
Also
grinding.
a real OG member here. Like he's probably
OG.
been here, 4 years, Charles? When did Josh?
Yeah,
3-4 years. Long time. He's a good man. He also owns an escape room, which is a cool fact.
We should go do it.
That is a cool
We'll have to,
fact.
yeah.
Yeah.
YouTube video.
YouTube video. Josh Liu's escape room.
Is escape room, is it like multiple rooms that you go, you get get the clues?
It depends. They're all different. We did one. Jamie and I did one a few years ago, back with JP, and there was 2 rooms.
Yeah.
Not enough
So, like,
rooms.
I think 2 rooms now. One. I don't know. There could be other ones with multiple rooms, but yeah, you're in. It's clues and shit.
Clues and
Clues
shit.
and that.
And that.
Break room. What if you crack the shits?
Yeah.
Break a hole through
Charlie's
the wall?
wanted a
Done.
break room in the last
we're
few
gonna-
weeks.
we're gonna do a
Holy
break
shit.
room.
I'm in the break room. I found I've been like,
You need one?
I've been so pissed off, like irrationally pissed off over the smallest thing.
been an
Tony,
angry
we'll
man.
vlog it. We'll vlog it, yeah?
He's been an angry man lately.
Yeah, it's like sort of therapeutic at the same time. It raises my blood pressure, so it sort of balances me out. I'm just at even.
You need to hit someone.
Just the baseline.
You need to get back into kickboxing.
No, that's a bad idea.
No?
No, it's a road to heartbreak. We'll leave that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's done. I like anger. Anger's better than heartbreak. Yeah,
I
it's
like
good.
that. Nice.
You should have hit something.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I'll fucking hit you in a second. All right. I'm gonna go with my my client. I'm gonna go a couple actually.
We're cheeky.
Couple always. Ollie Stokes. He's another
weapon.
one. Just grinds. Just rocks up. Gets the work done week after week. And he knows, like, if it's shit, it's shit. That's all right. But he just keeps rocking up and sees progress. We've been in a surplus for a little while with plans. We worked out a long-term plan. His brother's getting married in Cyprus at the end of April.
Fucking oath.
So the plan is just to get
Jack.
as jacked and as juicy as possible. We've started the cut today, but this is the message I got the other day. Where is it? Wedding suit arrived today, and I'm too big for it. Fantastic work from you. Can't get the trousers over the legs. And I'm like, oh shit, I'm sorry, man. Like, got you too jacked. He's like, nah, this is perfect. Blazer will be fine. He's like, this is what we wanted to get done. So he actually can't get his pants over his legs.
Yeah.
Love that. Other ones, I'm not scrolling my phone. I'm on WhatsApp, assessing the clients. Natasha Svetkovsky, only a block in, but she's come back from some niggly back shit. Like when you come in week 1, you start with a new coach, you're fine, and then your back shit just resurfaces. Like it's much easier to just say fuck everything and not do much, but has kept at it. Seen Dan the Man, Gadisi,
Disco
sorted
Dan.
it out, and now we're on a fantastic tear, and I think is building some proper momentum. So shouts out.
Shouts out, fam. Charles.
I'll quickly jump in. Ollie Stokes gets in at 6. He's out by 7. Presses the 45s with feet up. No time wasted.
Shoulder
45
press.
minute session.
Shoulder press the 45s.
Slams it.
He shoulder pressed the
Wait, he shoulder
45s.
press the 45s?
He definitely
No.
flat pressed him. I don't know if he
Flat
shoulder
press.
pressed.
No, sorry.
Line.
He hit the 40s.
He didn't shoulder press
40s.
45s. He
His
did
fo-
37 and a half the other day.
Yeah, the point is no time wasted. 2 minute rest,
I'm
bang,
inflating
bang.
it. A round up.
Round up to 7.5. No, he definitely did 37 and a half because we were talking about going from 37 to 40, I remember, on Thursday morning, as well as his brother's wedding.
His brother's
in
wedding.
Cyprus.
Gangster.
I've got a few as well. J. Hole Maletti.
J-Hole.
J. Hole
Gets
Maletti.
his shout
Jeremy
out.
J-Hole.
Jeremy Borzillo. He's doing his mock meet this week. But just if anyone ever sees him train in the gym, he trains like no one else. He trains harder than anyone else. Puts in the most effort I've ever seen out of anyone in the gym. Have you got anyone that?
Nah.
I think he's number one.
OG Stupas, maybe.
So, Charlie, just by that, you've called out every one of our clients.
Yeah.
Every one of them.
J.
No.
Hole's better than everyone. J. Hole is better than everyone.
He's number 1.
He's number one. No, I would like. I look at the way the effort he puts in, and I don't even think I put in that effort sometimes. And he's done it for years. And then, he's just nailing it. The other one is Elise McClellan.
Yeah,
'cause she's
Elise.
old,
Fucking oath.
old client. OG. 4 or 5 years now, something like that. She's had a very tumultuous couple of weeks with some stuff going on outside of the gym, but she still just shows up, gets the work done. The other day, she lifted 150 for 4, and it was comfortable. And I remember when she used to like grind that weight, and it'd be a really hard set. Now she's a comfortable, nice, easy set. But the important thing, the reason why I bring her up is because she just shows up every week. Even if she does 3 sessions because she missed one because, uni life got crazy, she still just shows up. And that consistency of 4 years worth has paid off. And that's what a lot of people miss with strength training or any strength,
pursuit.
bodybuilding, any pursuit is consistency over time.
Yeah, it's the biggest factor, without a doubt.
And then Ollie George as well got doing ProRaw.
Did he just bench 150?
He bench
150
150
last
very
night.
Easy.
Yeah, very easy. And he hook grip. Well, he deadlifted 290 the other night, which he wasn't happy with. I was like, man, it's 10 kilos under your best. So yeah, he's up there.
Man, we're showing up to ProRaw Sleeves. Who else have we got? We've got
Pat
Stupas,
Belinsky.
Ollie George, Pat Belinsky from
Tory.
Canberra, Tory,
Tori squatted 150 for 3.
Crazy.
fucking oath.
And
Dobbo.
Dobbo and Pat Belinsky squatted a PR the other night, 265. So pretty much, if you're out there,
and yourself.
and
Obviously.
I'm hitting PRs. If you're out there, you want to hit PRs, join the strength culture team. Because all our team just nailing PRs.
Hey, marketing guy.
With their hands out.
No, I'm calling you out. If you're watching, if you're sitting behind this screen,
Come to Papa.
you want to get strong. You want to get strong.
I'm your daddy.
I'm your puppy.
Fucking hell. Fuck me. But now ProRaw Sleeves, I think is going to be an absolute fucking time. I'm looking forward to it heaps. Obviously, we haven't really, because of the way PA used to be and just sort of how the country of Australian powerlifting was, we definitely were secluded from a majority of the community in the early days of powerlifting because we were part of PA and because of all that just the fucking baggage that went along with that. So we didn't really mix too much with the GPC world and like the Capo world or some of those other federations.
Just to spell it out for people who are unaware, we couldn't coach people at non-PA comps. We would cop a 1-year ban. So the other week I coached Vin at GPC. That's the first time I've been to a GPC comp, and it was mad. So it's nice that we don't have all this division. Everyone can kind of mesh together and grow and build forward together.
Yeah, so it's been cool. Obviously, I've had a few chats with Emad and Marcos about the ProRaw event, and we wanted to send a solid team to it and sort of support the back end of it, or support it from the back, if that makes sense. Like, we're Strength Culture want to represent ourselves. We're not fucking putting money in. There's nothing of that sense going on. Yeah. But we wanted to like
support from the back.
From the back, just caress. We wanted to send a team in and actually be like, look, we want to be part of this next wave of like the direction of powerlifting in Australia, because we are really excited about it. And I think the ProRaw Sleeves event is going to be a cool thing. I didn't know, but they said today I saw something yesterday, that they want to continually represent it. So there'll be more ProRaw Sleeve events throughout the year, which I thought was cool.
Yeah, they said they're going to hold another one later in the year, but I think it's going to become like an annual thing. Is my understanding. So it's going to be, it's going to be a frequent thing, and it could be like a big comp meet on the calendar each year. But the beauty of it is that we can compete in it. Coach. We can do JBC, USAPL, all of it.
Do whatever we want.
We can do whatever we want. It's bad. I'm really excited for the first time probably since PA got kicked out of the IPF 4 years ago, whenever that was. First time in a long time that I've been excited about the direction that powerlifting is headed. And I think it's going to be really exciting. Obviously, there's a bit of sort of excitement in the air related to the USAPL sort of stuff. We've got that, hopefully that special edition podcast will be out hopefully by the end of this week. We're just trying to tee up a time with Wade from the US related to being able to film that and record that. But that should be coming up this week. So if you do have any questions, if this gets up before the recording, there is a link in our bio for questions related to the USAPL directly to Wade Johnson, who is one of the international committee members for USAPL. So you can drop your questions in that bio. There's already been a handful of really good questions, and we're looking forward to the discussion with Wade. And obviously, like we really are excited about the direction that powerlifting is headed. I think after the COVID years, I think fresh air, a fresh road is in front. Some exciting people are involved. Some really high caliber gyms will be coming straight off the bat, especially down here in Melbourne, which is really, really good. Can't wait to get the calendar out there. I think powerlifting in general, I think our time is coming again, which is cool.
Fucking oath.
Yeah, it'll be a good time. Cool. Moving on from the powerlifting world then. I want to talk about something that I've been consuming a lot lately, and I know you've been listening to it as well, but I want to talk about OG hip-hop stars.
Oh, I've been listening to it. I've been listening to Will Smith's audiobook.
Yeah, well, he's a OG hip-hop star.
No, he's not. He is pop. I'm sorry.
And here we go.
He is not. Sorry.
I was listening.
That
jiggy
was
with it.
fucking hilarious. Getting jiggy with it is not hip hop.
I'm sorry. I'm
It's
on the
like-
Will Smith bandwagon right now.
No, I love Will Smith. Love Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Every episode, multiple times. Like
I've never seen it.
There's a bit going on
Prince
here.
of Bel-Air.
Never seen it. I only like him for his musical caliber, not his acting.
Charlton.
Charlton Banks. Man, look, Fresh Prince, fantastic. His music, it ticks the boxes for pop rap. It's pop rap. It's not hip hop.
Mate, it's 80s fucking hip-hop.
No, it's not.
I think it was more
And
early
it's not
90s.
80s. It's
Early
90s as well.
It's kind of like when
and
Eddie
even then-
Murphy had a music career. Just for a laugh.
all right. Sorry.
Like,
Let's just go. Let's look at the 90s.
No, I'm not talking 90s. I'm
But
talking
he's
80s.
90s, bro.
I'm
He
talking
started in the
80s.
What rap? Jazzy
Yeah.
as like.
Him, DJ Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince started in the 80s.
I'm talking 80s, man. This
80s.
is pre.
They were-
this
they
is pre the.
It doesn't change my mind. He is still pop rap. It's the same thing when Sugar Hill Gang came out, Rapper's Delight. The guys that were actually coming up with hip hop were like, "Fuck these guys. We've been working hard and trying to bring up hip hop."
Nah, stop
and
these
you brought it
boundaries,
to the-
man. You're fucking putting these boundaries
No,
up
but it's
around these
not.
people.
If you compare this guy to like the fucking goats of the
throw
90s,
some names.
I'm not
you got
talking about the 90s.
It doesn't matter. It's the same thing. It's hip hop. It's hip hop. All right, don't
So-
fucking test me, brother.
So
All
throw
right?
the
how's that
names
anger?
out.
How's
Throw
that
the
anger?
names
So we've got
out.
Fresh Prince.
lit him up
No.
again.
Man, you're an angry boy. Angry boy.
It's passion.
It's not. It's
anger.
anger.
It's passion.
That's passion.
Feel that? That's passion.
That's passion.
Hands are sweaty as.
we just
If
have
you
a
get the
power
aircon on,
surge? Yeah.
we did a little bit. But you got that guy, Will Smith, fantastic. Not taking away from him because he's great. But then you got fucking Nas, Wu-Tang, just goats, Biggie, Tupac, like all the fucking heavies, and then proper hip hop, Tribe Called Quest early on, Souls of Mission, all these sick cunts. That's fucking hip hop. And then Will Smith, Summertime is pop.
Will
Sorry.
Smith.
If you
He's an-
disagree in the podcast, let me know.
Will
Or
Smith is an
fucking-
OG gangster.
I think-
Look at me right
From my
now.
understanding,
Will
you're
Smith
looking at
was
it.
fucking
Gangster.
packing heat in his pocket. He was going to pop. I heard he was the one that shot Biggie. I heard it was Will Smith.
He got in one little fight.
Willard.
And his
He
mum
got-
got scared.
You said you're moving with your uncle and auntie to Bel-Air.
All right. Well,
Turn the aircon on. I'm getting fucking pissed off. Hot
He's
as.
an angry boy.
Buzz has lit
My
himself
understand-
up.
I feel like you're looking at it in retrospect.
No, I'm just looking at it how it
Because
is.
so he was in the first batch of, and then it evolved. That's my understanding.
No, he wasn't. Because there were heaps
Well,
of
he's
guys.
lying in his book then.
He wasn't a fucking. He didn't make hip hop.
No, but I'm not saying that he made hip hop.
He was
And
in
he
the
wasn't a hip hop star. He dressed as a hip hop artist, and he was rapping. So to the fucking untrained eye over here,
Jason.
was a fucking
rap connoisseur over here.
no
fucking-
connoisseur.
kind of swag.
Dr. Dre.
Yeah, call me the doctor there.
Still Dre Day.
Malibu.
All right. Well, sorry for having an opinion on who the OG goat of hip hop was.
Well, it's definitely not Will Smith.
It's definitely.
It's Tupac Shakur.
Tupac. But yeah, I've been listening to the book and I fucking love it. I'm all about Will Smith's book.
How
Get
much
on
have
Will
you
Smith's
listened
book.
to?
I'm powering through it. I'm
I've
probably
only done
like
5 hours. It's 16 hour.
yeah, I'm probably like a third in, maybe somewhere around there.
You only just started the other day.
I started yesterday, mate. I move fast. When I decide to do shit, I move
When
fast.
Jamie loves something, he loves
No,
it.
he gets addicted. It's
Big time.
Not addicted. You get obsessed with things. I just listen
Yeah, I'm
to it.
past addiction.
I just listen to the audiobooks when I'm driving. So 20 minutes there, 20 minutes there. You go like 3 hours one stint.
Yeah, and I listen at 1.4 times speed. So
Wow.
fucking-
Okay. There's the
this-
trick.
Oh,
Tricks,
this
man.
guy. I get more information in my head. Yeah.
Efficiency.
1.4 is too much for me.
Nah, it depends on the reader. Will
Yeah.
Smith's fine. You can manage Will Smith.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Some guys are 1.1, 1.2.
Big Willie.
Yeah.
I'm gonna crank him up to 1.2 today.
Yeah, crank him up, mate. Get it quicker. 20%
Aggression.
faster.
Willard.
20% more grinding. The other thing that Will Smith's done recently, which really has made me love Will Smith,
Welcome
is
to Earth.
what the fuck's that?
National Geographic. He's done a documentary series on National Geographic called Welcome to Earth.
Yeah,
It's mad.
mad.
I've watched 4 episodes.
All right,
It's on Disney. Disney's good. Get Disney.
Disney's great. Yeah.
Disney.
I love Disney.
Code culture for 20% off. Disney.
Sponsor.
Fuck big Disney.
Fuck big Disney. Fuck big Netflix.
Yeah, but Welcome to Earth's actually really good because they got National Geographic on there. It's good.
No, the King Richard, which is the Venus Williams and Serena Williams come up story. Crazy movie. Will Smith crushed it. I think he was made to play that role, King
I wanna
Richard.
watch it.
Smitty.
That was one thing. But moving on from hip hop stars, we're moving on to another one. Is the Kanye West documentary series, which is fucking incredible. I'm loving it.
Jay Maletti actually told me in his update to watch it.
If you haven't seen it, have you?
I've got to see it.
Have you seen it? Have you watched it
I've
yet?
seen bits.
Mate, just sit down.
I've seen bits.
3 hours for the first 2 episodes.
Kanye hip hop style is
No, he's a
beneath
star.
you as well.
He's a star. Bro, Will Smith is not beneath me. He's a mad cunt. Just not a hip hop star.
I don't know.
Yeezy, Kanye, he's a star.
Kanye.
Jesus.
Kanye.
He's a star. I want to listen to fucking Donda 2 though, but it's on this stem player. Are there any rips out there? Have you heard it?
DM us if you got a rip.
You heard it?
can't
Donnie's
take-
listened
I
to it.
can't
What's
How
it
did
like?
you hear it?
I
Through a
can't
rip?
take Donda seriously.
How'd you hear it? A rip? Stem player. You haven't got a stem player. You fucking. You download. Oh, okay.
Donnie's got the fucking ins everywhere.
Yeah. No,
The
I want to
name-
hear that.
Donda. Because when we were in Mykonos in 2013, we came up with we were going to name our racehorse Donda de Malacca. So every time I hear
What does that mean?
I don't even know. It was with Mikey Cambo. That was our racehorse, Donda de Malacca. And I don't know why every time I hear Donda, I just think of that.
You think of a racehorse.
I just think of Mykonos 2013.
Holy shit! No, Kanye West doco series. I got to listen to I got to watch the third one. But I'm a big doco guy, like fucking big doco guy, and the Kanye West one is up there with one of my favorite ones. Probably, and you'll love it because it's so many of those artists that were sort of in and around that time that he was just fucking crushing beats for.
Well,
like
the
they're all
snippets
talking
I
about
saw,
it.
The bits I saw that were the most hectic was Anthony was showing me the other day when he was in the studio with Jay-Z. So he was just a producer, and his thing was like he was just a producer. He started producer rapping, like he was a producer whilst rapping. So everyone was looking at him as a producer rapper and not a rapper. He was a guy that produced that just started rapping. So he wasn't getting his props,
His
He was just, like,
recognition.
unbelievable producer, like unbelievable. It was fucking unreal.
Well, when you start looking at all the songs that he actually made in that era, it's crazy.
Insane.
It's fucking crazy.
Insane. And there's a bit where Donnie was showing me the other night, and it was him going through Rockefeller, the Jay-Z's label, and he's just going through, and they were giving him fucking peanuts. Like he'd walk through the door and is like, "Hey, what's his face? I got this shit for you right
He
here."
was playing Jesus Walks, I think.
No, it wasn't Jesus Walks. It was
was it?
Never Come Down.
Or Family Business or something. I don't
Something
know.
like that. It was
of
one
those.
with female vocals. I forgot the name of it, but it's fucking mad. And it is like
All Falls Down.
it's shit hot. All falls. I forgot the name. One of them, and it was like unreal. And he's playing it, and he's fucking. They're just sitting there like making phone calls. Like, hold on a second, let's put you on hold. Put it on hold, and he's going off like in
It's
their
like
office.
literally walking around the office. It's like
Yeah.
coming up here and just like walking in. Didier's doing his programming. Kanye West just standing there with his fucking brand new song, and they don't give a shit about it.
And they don't care. Like he finishes rapping, they barely say anything to him, and it's just they're back on the phone. And he goes to like 3 offices, does that, whatever else. I don't know what happened in between, how he got on that Jay-Z. He got a verse on a Jay-Z track. And
He
like,
asked Jay-Z, can I
So
do
he
a
asked
bit?
him,
And he
yeah.
freestyled for him. Yeah, in
Yeah,
the studio.
yeah.
And Jay-Z's like, fucking do it.
just
Yeah.
jump in the booth, and then Jay-Z after, I forgot it, he said it in some fucking sick way of saying it, like pretty much like if you don't ask, you don't get.
Yeah.
Closed mouths don't get fed. Yeah. Unreal.
Yeah.
Like unreal.
There's so
That's
many.
how he got signed for the first
No,
time.
he was already signed by Rockefeller at that point, but he was as a producer rapper, and they just never really gave him like,
Had, like, no
the
budget.
support. They never gave him the resources to actually get off the ground. So he was like, "Fuck this! I'm going to go do it all myself." And he's like building this album, and because he had so many connections with the beats that he was making, and like across the whole country. So he's in like LA, and he calls up fucking Pharrell Williams, and he's like, "Oh, can I come in and use your studio?"
yeah, he'd get like 10 minutes of studio time from
Yeah,
there.
so Pharrell, it's like a young Pharrell, and Pharrell's if anyone knows the history of Pharrell and what he's done for music, especially in those early, like the Neptunes and stuff, fucking incredible musician. But like
he was the GOAT then.
Yeah.
Like it was like Jay-Z and Pharrell. Like Pharrell as a producer and artist with NERD as well. Like there was them two. Like they were like the top. And it was Kanye. He goes in and he plays him through the wire.
Yeah, and he's like, man, you're going to be a star.
Yeah.
Like, don't ever lose this grind that you've got, this push to go. Like, you're going to make it, and do not lose it. And it's fucking crazy. So the way they've filmed the whole thing is when he was coming up as a producer in Chicago, his best friend at the time was just like, this guy's going to fucking make it. I'm just going to start recording him. So he's literally recorded his entire life. He's still with him now. His entire life has been filmed.
Where did he disappear? He disappeared for a bit. It was like 808s and Heartbreak.
Yeah, no,
I really like that album, by the way.
No, so when
anyone doesn't like it,
when Jesus Walks, when he was making the film clip for Jesus Walks, he's like, I want to get a big producer to
Hype Williams,
do
and
this.
he was doing everyone at the time, and they were always hectic.
And Kanye did it with him, hated it, cancelled it, and then got his old mate back on. So
because his mate goes, he's like, you're gonna go get the film clip done with Hype. You're not going to like it, and you come back to me, and then that happened.
It literally happened. Man, this doco is incredible. But my favorite bit is when he's in for, I think it's Pharrell's studio, or he's with Jamie Foxx. And
for slow jams.
Yeah, and Jamie, and he's like, this is my thing for slow jams. And if anyone knows that song, like where it's placed in the album, it's just like fucking, it's perfect. It's right in the middle, and it's just completely changes the way that album sort of like plays out.
Such a good track.
And then Jamie Foxx is in there, and like it's the same thing. It's Jamie Foxx like 20 years ago, like this young like comedian, actor, sort of musician, like this creative guy, and he's like, yeah, we'll fucking make this work. And he's like, record. It's just fucking. I love it. I absolutely love the documentary. Yeah,
I need to watch it.
You got to watch
it.
it. I'd highly recommend it, and
because he cops it. Kanye cops it now. He's doing some pretty fucked up shit with Pete Davidson. Bro, it's
like family abuse on Instagram.
Well, they said he's got this track with a game. It's the games track, and Kanye's a feature. The other way around. Yeah, Kanye's the feature on it. The song's called Easy, and then there's a bit where he just like tears into Pete Davidson, like by name. Like, he calls him Skeet. Like, he just fucking tears him. But apparently in the film clip, it's like
he murders him or something.
Yeah, it's him with like a bag over his. Like, it's hectic. Yeah. It's very aggressive. He's some marbles.
Lost them.
Scattered.
Gone.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Marbles.
Lost them marbles. But I'd highly recommend that.
That is great.
That documentary series. It is incredible. Absolutely incredible. The other one, like, I find it really interesting when these celebrities. Has anyone ever watched the Amy Winehouse documentary?
No. Unbelievable. I cried on a plane. It was fucked. I was by myself, and I'm like full crying next to someone. I'm like, fuck, don't look at me. It's bad, man. That was a rough movie.
Yeah.
She's beautiful.
But same thing. Like, her whole life is fucking filmed. Like, where are these celebrities getting filmed?
Someone just gets a fucking feeling that one day someone's going to want to see this. Let's just chuck the camera on. And
that's why we've been vlogging twice a week for the past 2 years.
Just wait. See you in 20 years.
I'm going to be great. Just watch me.
Just watch me. The greatest culture quote ever. I'm going to be great. Just you wait and see. Holy shit. But the Amy Winehouse documentary is another one that's fucking top 10 in my eyes. Another goated one is the Michael Jordan one. I love the Michael Jordan docu-series.
Another great music one for the rock fans. The Beatles one, the Get Back sessions. For a mega Beatles fan like me, it was just insane. Like, they're there like building songs. You can see Paul's playing the guitar. He's singing a certain line. He's like, actually, no, let's say it like this as well. And like, obviously we know how the song ends up, but like, you can see him like live, like just brainstorming and crossing things out and rewording things. And it's like, it's just, if you're a rock fan, like, it's nuts because they literally chuck the camera on and it's just completely raw, completely unedited. You see them arguing, you see them getting different ideas. You see, it's just literally fly on the wall.
What streaming service is
Disney? Once again, Disney's
Disney,
great.
Charles, I can't believe you didn't know that one.
Disney. But that's solid. Really good.
Star Wars.
I've never seen Star Wars.
I've been watching the old ones.
Yeah, they're good.
The old ones.
Love a good Star Wars.
The old.
What? Right? I'm crossing my leg.
The old episodes.
Yeah, the old ones. 4, 5, and 6. I'm watching 5. Empire Strikes Back.
Big one.
Mad.
It's good. I like it. I like fantasy.
Harrison Ford's a fucking weapon.
Harrison Ford.
Star Wars,
Mark
Indiana
Hamill.
Jones. Bang, bang.
Yeah, it's good. They're good. And like those movies changed Hollywood.
Yeah, they were
that time.
groundbreaking for their time. Yeah.
Yeah.
Why's that?
It was just completely left
No one
center.
ever
Just
done anything like that.
sci-fi on that like level of production. Just all the fucking action
Yeah,
shit.
the first Star Wars came out in 1977.
Yeah, like
And if you actually watch it, like obviously the graphics now are not, but you watch it and you're like, this is actually good for
it was
that
way ahead
time.
of its time.
like,
Yeah,
way
yeah,
ahead of
for
its
sure.
time.
Really?
Music, fucking set, everything.
Like you've
yeah.
seen old movies that it's just set.
Yeah, some
I'll
some
have to
movies
watch
from
it.
like the 70s and
It's the
they're just
crap.
really slow.
Yeah.
Like they go for ages. They take ages to build up. Like I watched the second James Bond recently. The second half is mad, but the first half it's like come on, what are we waiting for? Let's get going. Whereas
Let's
now
do it.
we're used to everything fucking being quick.
Quick.
But yeah, back then it wasn't like that
Yeah.
until Star Wars changed it.
Star Wars changed the game.
I
It's
think
still
Star Wars-
still going.
I think Star Wars is like the biggest,
Both biggest franchise.
franchise like
Yeah.
ever. I think it's.
Yeah.
I think
Between
it's
the movies,
generated.
TV
yeah,
shows,
like I think
yeah.
it's generated the most revenue out of anything ever.
Well, it's still going.
And
They're
then they've
still
got
releasing
offshoots.
shit.
Yeah, TV series coming
Yeah.
once again. Disney Plus.
Disney Plus.
Disney Plus.
Disney
Holy
Plus.
shit! Does anyone know anyone at Disney? Anyone know Walt or Walt's
Yeah, Disney,
fucking
if you're
long
watching
lost?
this, we might be able to sort
Except,
something out for you.
I've got a little bit. Some of these streaming services are starting to piss me off.
All right, here we go. Let's go.
Grind your gears.
I watch the Premier League. I like to watch the Premier League, and obviously Optus Sport have it. Champions League now is on Stan, and the FA Cup is now on Paramount.
They 100% collude. They work together,
I'm like-
so you have to get them all.
What's
You-
Paramount?
Paramount.
Paramount streaming's a new.
What the
another
fuck
one.
is
Didn't even
that?
know
Oh,
that
right, there's
existed.
too many now.
It's a new one.
There's heaps.
And
What
I
the fuck
cracked
is Paramount?
Paramount streaming. It's a new streaming service.
What's on there?
Stuff. Apparently, there's some good shit on there. I don't know. I don't
Well,
don't have it.
Paramount's a pretty big company.
I don't
I'm
have
they've
it,
got some
so-
fucking...
All I know is I couldn't watch the FA Cup because it's on Paramount.
Yeah, no, that's shit ass.
So
Absolutely.
Wait,
It's
so what's EPL on?
EPL's Optus. Champions League is now on Stan Sport.
And FA Cup's played within the EPL teams.
yeah,
yeah.
well, it's the England. Yeah, all the
That's
English
fucking
teams.
annoying.
So
Well, I don't care about
wait,
it,
I
but
don't know
that's
soccer
just-
very well or football, but
There's like a
does
million
that,
cups.
Oh,
does that
explain.
mean like the playoffs or like the finals are on
Nah.
a different streaming service? No.
You got the AFL,
Yep.
right? So that's AFL. That's Premier League. That's the normal league. Teams play each other each week. There's whatever. FA Cup would be, imagine if there was the AFL, the VFL, and all the lower leagues all play each other. That's the FA Cup.
Yep.
And then Champions League would be if the winners from the AFL
Go and play it on the country. or
played the
something.
winners from New Zealand, the winners from South Africa, the winners
Yeah.
from and that's the Champions League.
Yep.
Um,
Which is I'm assuming the Champions League. But what about winning the AFL compared to the Champions League? Do the teams care as much for both of them?
they care for both. The Champions League is the one you want on your resume, though. Like Man City are winning all these Premier Leagues, they can't win a Champions League.
Dogs.
Whereas
Bad luck.
Liverpool have won 6 of them Champions Leagues. Like you got Real Madrid. Like Real Madrid just do everything. They win everything. They've won. Barcelona and Real Madrid have won like 10 each Champions League. They won heaps. But yeah, you want to win. You want to. I feel like to be recognised as a big club, you want a Champions League on your resume.
Yeah.
So like Chelsea, for example, what they won last year, they've won 2 Champions Leagues, but they've also won Premier League. So you look at them,
They're well-rounded. They're
successful
successful.
club.
Best
Same
of
as like Liverpool. So Liverpool were the opposite. Liverpool kept winning Champions Leagues, and then they couldn't win the Premier League. They hadn't won it since 1990.
Yeah.
Well, technically they hadn't actually won because they rebranded the Premier League after that, so they hadn't won the league. They finally won it 2 years ago.
was
the
big.
COVID season.
COVID season, like the Lakers. Fucking oath.
Lockout team.
So, yeah, you want both. You want to win everything.
Yeah.
You want to get in there. You want to win it. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is what it is. It is what it is. All right, we're going to stick on the random sport topics then because I'm going to go another GOAT. LeBron James just scored 56 points.
That's a lot of points.
Absolute fucking feast.
At age, 37?
37, oldest man ever. No, the only one that's beaten it is
Oldest
Kobe.
man ever.
No. The only one that's
7, bro, is fucking...
Kobe's last game.
Kobe's last game, which was, if anyone's seen it, absolute handout. But
Fuck me.
Kobe scored 60 in his final game. But LeBron James is the GOAT, still the GOAT. You can't convince me otherwise. Stop trying to have the argument with me in my DMs. I don't want to hear about it. The other one that we want to talk about...
The Lakers' retirement home.
Yeah, pretty much. They're fucking crumbled this year. Holy
Russ
shit.
Westbrook.
Holy.
When do
They've,
the playoffs start?
not too far.
That's
I
when
think
that's when I tune in.
yeah, a couple of months.
Yeah, same.
I'll just wait till the playoffs.
Yeah, me
start.
too. I don't really watch any of the home and away games either.
Highlights, but...
No Alex Hayes.
Highlights, yeah. Alex Hayes is the GOAT.
He listens to between 10 to 15 hours of podcast per week.
On just the NBA.
He walks for 45 minutes each day. He gets up, he told me he walks, and that's a podcast, and he'll listen to another one in the afternoon.
Yeah.
Like,
He loves it.
loves it.
Big Houston fans.
Loves it.
Yeah. Frothing over it. The other one, a little bit of a somber one, but something that I do want to just touch on a little bit is obviously Shane Warne passing away, which was, I hadn't been hit by news. Not that I'm a huge cricket fan or anything. I know the last time I felt this way, as stupid as it sounds, is when Ziz passed away. I remember when Ziz passed away, I was like actually upset. Like I was like, well, holy shit. Like that's, and I actually felt that when I heard the news about Shane Warne. Like it actually hit me. And I was like, holy fuck.
Same here, like not a big cricket fan, but it was the same feeling of when like Steve Irwin died. It's just like disbelief. Like what? No way. Like you just.
I think
how?
Steve Irwin was the biggest one for me. That
sure,
I was like
for sure.
shocked when he died because that was when he was massive. Australia Zoo. He was all over. Like he was about to blow up, and then he
I think
died.
he already had been, yeah.
And then he died. Well, yeah, he was blowing up,
Yeah.
and it was all. I remember as a kid, as a year 8, then watching heaps of his shows, and he was just dead. And he was only young, like 40. He wasn't that old.
2 young kids.
Ziz, and then Shane Warne, maybe because he's like
Local, mate. Brighton.
lives in Brighton. He used to come into the pantry when I used to work there.
Man.
Big St Kilda supporter.
It made me think a lot about like as stupid as it sounds, like it's just actually really good memories with my dad, but like watching the cricket, like watching fucking Test cricket in like the late 90s, early thousands, like you just sit there all day and it'd be a hot day and then like, oh, it'd be the lunch break and you're in the fucking driveway throwing leg spins down or whatever. Like it was just a great time.
And I remember the 700th wicket.
Yeah, in the MCG.
Yeah, that was
or
a
maybe
big
the
one.
708 at the MCG. 700.
There was a
maybe.
big one. There was a big one, that iconic one. He just bowls him
Yeah.
clean.
Crazy. I got a funny story about actually those times. So,
How many games of cricket did you watch, Bulls?
Oh, fucking.
but even
negative 3.5.
it doesn't even matter. Like when you think about Shane Warne, he was literally like he was dating Liz Hurley at some point.
He
like
transcended
like
cricket.
he was. He created a mold of what like an international, and then like you see all the people reaching out now who have like obviously been impacted by him or are good friends with him. Like there's so many just like widespread like movie stars have come out and be like, holy shit, Shane Warne. Like it's actually crazy. Like he transcended cricket. He transcended sport. He's a GOAT. Put him in the GOAT caliber.
He is a GOAT.
100%. And it's not just GOAT of cricket. He's a GOAT of just a person. So it's very sad news.
Very sad.
But I've got a funny story about growing up with old Robbo Smith in the early or the late 90s, early thousands. So we grew up in a typical brick house with a long brick driveway, like probably like a 30, what do you reckon, 30 meters? Pretty much the full length of a block.
It was like you. If you've been through East Bentley or those areas, it's like
Standard.
same as my parents. That long fucking
Nice
driveway.
long brick driveway.
Play
And
cricket down there.
yeah, you play cricket 100% or tennis down the driveway or something. And one of the summers, and we learned how to make potato cannons, those fucking huge PVC pipe cannons. You spray in the fucking arse end of it and then light it and it just fucking
Bang, shoots out.
shoots a potato or a tennis ball out the other end. And one summer, like it's lunchtime at the cricket. Dad's like, let's get the potato cannon out. We're shooting it up in the air and stuff. And then Dad's like, do you reckon you could hit it? And I'm like,
I hit what?
hit the ball coming out the end of the potato cannon. And I'm like, I reckon I could give it a crack. So Dad gives me a cricket bat, and I'm standing in the garage at one end of the block. And Dad's sitting under a veranda. It would have been like a 20 meter. Dad fills this thing up. He's like, all right, I'm going to shoot it down. Fucking poof. Pops it straight at me. I didn't even see the bloody thing. And I heard this massive crack. And the tennis ball had gone through a full fucking trestle table. It put a hole in the trestle table. Behind.
Oh, yeah.
Dad's like, don't tell Mum.
That's fine.
But that was like some of the memories that like I'm actually sad that Shane Warne has passed away. Like those years were fucking crazy.
I love that
They
Robbo
were
was
at
all
the top.
about the dumb.
Oh, Robbo's 100%.
The dumb childish games.
Yeah, 100%. I'm going to shoot you with this fucking potato cannon. You ready? Yeah, no worries, Dad. Sure, Dad.
Fucking hell.
Crazy times.
Also,
Crazy times.
The fact that it's
How
like
many layers of skin do you reckon that would have broken?
Oh, I would have fucking probably broken a bone. Man, it went through a trestle table.
They're not soft.
The trestle
They're
table.
firm.
Man, it went straight through the
Like they're
trestle
stand-
table.
Like they're sturdy. Like it would have.
Yeah.
There's something.
some damage.
Easily something punctured.
Yeah.
Minimum.
Minimum. That's all right. I missed it though. Gone.
Go on. Yeah.
Out.
I don't know if you guys have ever I stood back at the playing cricket. The bloody
Fuck, that was a sentence.
the things that bowl the ball when you drop it.
Yeah.
Have you ever stood behind one that goes like
Like on 50
like
or whatever.
you can't even see the thing, and then I'm like, these guys will go out there and hit that. Like,
Yeah.
And speaking of that shit, I've been on a proper Jackass run at the moment. I love
yeah, they're-
Jackass.
Oh, really?
That is like, it was one of my favorite things growing up, and I'm addicted to it now.
damn.
Like Steve-O. Steve-O's like proper sober now.
Yeah, he is.
He got
is.
bad.
Yeah.
If you get a chance,
He had a documentary
anyone,
as well, didn't he?
Yeah. So speaking of people that filmed everything,
Yeah, he's up there.
he didn't have a documentarian. He just started
Filmed it
filming
himself.
everything because their whole thing is like when Jackass and CKY before it was like, oh, this would be good footage. Do it for the footage. There's like one bit where they do like a riot. What is it? Like a hornet's nest. It's called. So it's like it's an explosion and these little beads just end up flying out. So they do a test run. It was Bam, Ryan Dunn, and Johnny Knoxville, and you see this thing just fucking explodes. And then one of the guys, Dave England, is like, I'm not doing it. Like, this is ridiculous. Dunn goes, I'm not doing it. And Bam's like, fuck that. And Knoxville's like pissing himself. He's the biggest psycho of all of them. And he walks out and you hear like the background scenes. He's like, come on, man, for the footage. And that was enough to sell him. And they walk out and do it. But speaking of like speed shit, of course they like would always eat him. Have you ever seen that sport? It's called a high lie. It's spelled like jai. It's like an Indian sport. It's like lacrosse, but with these long, like,
Oh, and they've got the
crescent, and
got
it's like
the
attached
scoop
to
on
the arm.
Yeah.
And they like swing it, and apparently the ball can get to like 200 k's an hour. 200 k's.
Fuck that.
And I'm just thinking when you're speaking about like looking at the ball go that
Can't see
speed,
it.
they're literally like standing there, hands on nuts, and they put like potatoes and oranges in these things and swing them. And like you see Bam's legs get like the speed. And you look at the welts after, skin's broken, like it's just fuck. They were off their heads. I'm
They
sorry.
were-
100%.
They were on a lot of drugs.
Yeah.
Man,
they would have been
if you get the
off their-
The
chance,
Steve-O doco.
watch the Steve-O doco. Like it, all those guys got on. I don't think actually like Bam like tried to stay away. And now he's hooked on it. Now he's hooked on piss or whatever. He's always in rehab. Like a lot of them tried to stay away because they knew it was a slippery slope for what they would do because it would numb them and then fucking hurt themselves.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Like
Just
Knoxville
sort of-
would just
it
drink.
Just sort of fed into it.
Exactly. Whereas Steve-O like just kept going, and like they were all worried for. And you've watched him. I don't know if you ever saw like MTV Cribs where they did his fucking.
Yeah,
they
he had a
did his
skate
house-
ramp apartment.
his apartment, and there's shit everywhere.
Yeah.
Like it's like this is a den. Like it's absolutely disgusting. And you watch bits of him, like apparently nitrous was his thing.
Yeah, he'd
Yeah.
stay
And
in
he'd like suck on canisters and whatever else. And you see this thing, like his videos, he's just like full fucked. And there's at MTV, they did a 24-hour Jackass thing, and he's like on set, and they're like, dude, he got kicked off Jackass sets.
Yeah.
Like, imagine how fucked you would have to
I
be to get kicked off Jackass
said-
Jackass
It
sets.
might be
Joe
the
Rogan.
first. Yeah, I think it's the first Joe Rogan episode with Steve-O. He's done 2, but the first one where he talks about a lot of those years where they were sort of like, they weren't the Jackass stars, but like the steps that got them there.
Yeah.
There was one where he like jumped off a balcony at a fucking college party and snapped his fucking neck or something. Like he was just a different, just not, yeah.
But you look at him now, and like, dude's wholesome.
Yeah, 100%.
He's got veneers and
he,
shit.
he can't talk though.
Yeah, when he's like this.
Man, his
No, so
voice
do
is
you know what it is?
gone.
It's not. Everyone's like, oh, it's the drugs. No, so he saw who deals with speaking?
Therapist? Speech therapist?
Some sort of therapist, speech therapist. So apparently, just the way he fucking. So apparently, the way that he learned to speak. So you can speak with a different part of your voice or your throat, but he like over leverages the muscles in his throat. So he speaks like this, like that. Yeah. So he speaks like everyone's like it's the drugs. Like, nah, it's.
He trained himself to speak
He
poorly.
trained himself to speak poorly, and his muscles almost constrict his esophagus. So when he speaks, I'm probably butchering the technicalities here, but his muscles like over leveraged. So he speaks like that. That's why his voice is that buckled.
Well, there you go.
Fun fact.
So drugs aren't a problem.
Why not?
I think they were a problem.
I think
I
he's
watched
definitely
the-
frizzled,
he
watched the
definitely
video.
frizzled a few
he
neurons.
definitely had a problem.
I watched a YouTube video of him talking about taking acid and ketamine, And he said that he took acid and went to bed, and there was 3 of him in the bed.
Fucking hell.
Each with their own, like...
Man, so
identity.
the thing is, he would film everything. So everything was footage. So he was in like a drug-induced psychosis for days, and then like just started doing things like apparently had a neighbor that he hated this neighbor for whatever reason that he made up in his head. And then he would start digging holes through the wall. So he started digging a hole through the wall and then kept digging. And then there's a bit where he films. It's not a bit for Jackass. He's just filming it for himself. And he puts a speaker into the wall in the middle of the night, like 2, 3 in the morning. It's an apartment building. Like it's literally, if he kept going through, it would have been the wall. And he's playing heavy metal at like 3 in the morning. He was busted.
Busted.
Neurons, not wiring.
No connections.
No connections.
Some different
None.
connections.
Yeah,
Different.
Yeah, but I think if you want to learn more about the Steve-O stuff, the first Joe Rogan is one of my favorite Joe Rogans probably. In the era before Joe Rogan went all political, and we're shouting out the go-to podcasts because we shout out whoever we want.
Those Joe Rogans were good back in the day. Those guys, because you just get them on. That's like where I discovered Ross Edgley. And then you just hear their story. It was good.
Yeah.
Steve-O was
Say what you want about Joe Rogan. Like some of this shit, whatever. But like it's fucked. But no one gets better guests than him.
No, not at all.
Far out, man.
Not at all.
Big resume.
Big resume.
You were saying it off air before when we were talking about Mr. Beast just went on there. If anyone follows YouTube,
I saw that.
Jamie was surprised that he got on. I'm like, oh, you go.
I'm just surprised that Joe would want Mr. Beast on.
Oh yeah,
there.
that's what we're
like,
saying.
That's what I'm more.
We're wondering, like, I wonder what his kind of scheduling is like. Is it more him reaching out to people reaching out to him?
Yeah.
How does he plan it?
Apparently
all?
he runs it all.
Apparently he does. He contacts them. So is he just signed DMs like, "Hey, Mr. Beast, like,
you want to
come on the show."
Or did Mr.
free
Beast
tomorrow?
reach
Or
out
did
to
Mr.
him?
Beast?
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like Mr. Beast wouldn't.
'Cause I
give a
feel
fuck.
like-
So
do what he wants.
I didn't shout. Who's Mr. Beast?
So Mr. Beast is
YouTuber.
literally he's YouTube. Like when you think about what like the top of the top of whatever YouTube is, views, subscribers or whatever. Yeah, PewDiePie has probably more from 10 years ago coming up, but Mr. Beast is literally running YouTube right now.
Yeah.
Like he just made the Squid Game thing, which got 200 million views in like under 3 weeks or something. And like when you compare that to like the Netflix, he got to 100 million views on Squid Game faster than Netflix did.
Fuck.
Like it's obviously like it's a trend, Jack. 100% it is. Like it wouldn't. His Squid Game wouldn't have got there if the actual Squid Game didn't. But he's literally at a point now where he can compete with like Netflix views.
yeah.
Like it's actually absurd what he does.
What did he do with the Squid Game?
He recreated the
He
Squid Game.
reenacted it. Yeah.
And you know Brawl Stars put the money up for him. He gave like $600,000 to a person. Like he recreated all the games. He did it all and did it within like a month. So he literally can make. And he talks about like his strategy. I find it so inspiring, and it's part of the like Donnie and I are constantly talking about it. Like, how can we improve like what can we learn from this guy doing this stuff? And part of that is what we did here. Like, just fucking do it. Reinvest the money and just start it up. Go, and then when more money comes in, reinvest. More money comes in, reinvest. But last year he spent $65 million. This guy's 23 years old.
What?
He spent $65 million on YouTube videos.
God.
Like he reinvested 65. That's more than $1 million a week making these videos. So like imagine
65.
Imagine what
million
he's
Watch him.
and like all of his
Yeah, I've never
videos.
seen
There, like he talks about the science of like how he structures this to keep you engaged because you start watching him and it's just constantly and you just can't
There's always
switch off.
something
A lot of quick
going on.
changes.
Dopamine.
He talks about like the narrative of how to like set up a story and like it's a science at the point he's at, but he's literally running YouTube. Like everyone knows it. This guy is doing something that no one else can do. And like he talks about like he's coming up and like he's like, oh, everyone thought I was just like crazy wanting to do this. And his first brand sponsor deal was a $10,000 deal and he just gave it to a homeless person.
Yeah.
He convinced the brand like if you double me, they were going to give him $5,000. He's like, give me 10 and this thing will go viral. Like give it to me. As soon as he got the $10,000, he just took it in cash and gave it to a homeless guy. Like everything he does is just like, I want more views, more views, more views. And he's just fucking blowing up like crazy. And like his strategy on everything, it's incredible. So he's now on Joe Rogan, which I thought was just fucking sick. Like
I wonder, I honestly reckon Joe Rogan probably reached out to people more than vice versa because I feel like he'd have
Oh, dude, endless.
Millions even of people wanting to fucking get on. He's not going to go there and scroll through DMs. It's more if someone comes to his
Comment
attention,
section as well,
he'll probably, or if someone lets him know about someone, it would just be stupid.
Absolutely crazy. The other thing that on Joe Rogan recently is that Jordan Shallow got shouted out on a Joe Rogan episode, which I thought was fucking
Huge
crazy.
for the brand.
Huge for the brand. Jordan Shallow is distancing himself as the OG GOAT. Currently.
The OG GOAT.
Everyone's a GOAT.
Overdone.
All the big
OG
terms.
goat.
OG GOAT.
If everyone's OG goat, who's OG goat?
No, there's goats. There's goats in certain categories.
I think we can call Jordan
Shallow is
a
the
sick
GOAT.
cunt.
No, he's the GOAT of this current era.
Yeah, I'd say it.
Yeah, of this era, of the next generation.
Yeah, he's the GOAT of this era currently.
Of this social media era.
But I don't know if
coach.
OG goes in there.
OG goes anywhere, mate.
No, it
OG,
doesn't.
whatever. OG can just
I'll
do
say
whatever you want.
Yeah, right, whatever. I'm not going to... I got angry once already.
But also, Jordan Shallow was on the Andrew Schultz podcast.
Yeah, 100%.
Which is also,
Andrew Schultz is a weapon.
And Bradley Martin's massive, but that's a really good episode. Bradley Martin on Andrew Schultz.
Yeah, Bradley Martin talking about
Sick
when they
episode.
closed his gym down in the lockdowns
He's
in
bought
California.
generators and shit.
Like the story of that period is actually crazy because everyone saw it. He's like, I'm not shutting this thing down, blah, blah, blah. But he talks about actually what was going on and they were trying to sue him. The state's trying to sue him and they shut his lights off, shut his power off. And he's just like, fuck yous, I'm going to set generators up. He was spending $7,000 a month on gas for these generators to keep his gym running. He's just like, fuck you guys, I'm just going to
And he wasn't hiding it. He was just posting shit every day. He wasn't.
How much is it for a casual at his gym?
I think it's like 80
At
USD.
60,
yeah.
60 sort out those
generators then is all
$100.
good.
Yeah, it's great. Imagine how many people would have been going to his gym at that point
For
as
sure,
well.
everyone.
Yeah, it's crazy. Absolutely crazy. I think we'll wrap that up here. If anyone has anything last things to say.
I think I'll do it.
Nah. Charles falling asleep.
Yawning.
Yawning.
Charles had enough.
Too busy grinding.
Too busy growing early
Yeah, it
mornings.
is.
What we will say is please like, share, and subscribe on Spotify and YouTube. It helps us more than you think it can. And if you enjoyed the video, let us know. And we'll see you next. We've got one more before we go to Queensland, Buzz.
Yeah.
We may have a guest next week. We're sort of working on a schedule. Hopefully we can get him in. If not, it will probably just be a boy there's again rolling before the Queensland trip.
Get some topics in from the
Yeah, we'll do a random
IG.
hat.
That was a big pop culture one, which I enjoyed.
Yeah, we'll do a random hat one next week.
TW Will Smith.
Ciao.